another episode. Tonight, little off subject, a bit of woodworking. I'm finishing up a bit of custom furniture that my wife had asked me to do for the kids' bedroom, which is basically some cabinetry and for storing clothes. And tonight, basically, the casework's done, and I'm just doing a bit of finishing, which is the only thing I have left to do is. Well, for the wood part is a door, cabinet door. So I figured, since I'm in the shop anyways, I might as well show you guys what I do for cabinet doors. Cabinet doors used to be pretty, you need to have quite a bit of skill to make cabinet doors when you're doing them by hand. I had never tried to do it by hand. I don't think I have the, I would take quite a bit of hand planes, different types of hand planes to do that. But I will show you how the quick and dirty way of doing it with a couple of simple drill bits. Though, to say in advance, you do need a router table. It is really not, because of the size of these bits, it is really, you need a table. Alright, so the type of, so this basically is raised panel doors, and what I got is this is from, I believe I got it from Busy Bee, and it wasn't that expensive. I can't remember what it was. It was under $100, probably like 30-40 bucks, not even. So this is a set that comes with 3 bits, very dusty. So you have the raised panel bit, and then these two are for the lack of better terms, a male and female, basically. So there's 2 different parts to the casing, and then you have the raised panel. So because these ones would be fine to use with a hand router, but because of the size of this, there's so much vibration to it that is really dangerous, and you'd never be able to get a proper result by trying to do this by hand. So it's really not recommended. So this is actually the reason that I had bought a router table in the first place. Sorry, was to be able to do my raised panels, because I had redone quite a bit of cabinetry in the house with this. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we gotta do when we're starting, before you start cutting or routing and everything like that, is to always measure out your plan. So for a door, you basically have, start with a simple rectangle. So you have the frame and then the raised panel, which is actually another, it'll kind of look like this at the end. So the one constraint that I have is the wood that I'm working with is 9 1/4 inches wide. Okay, you should be able to see that. So 9 1/4 inches wide. So that is basically the limitation, because you don't want to have to glue on a panel or 2 pieces together to make your panel if you don't have to. So if it's at all aesthetically nice, you want to be able to use the middle piece, or at least this is how I do it, because I don't want it to work for nothing. So I'm going to use this panel to be exactly 9 1/4 inches in the middle for that. So my full distance of basically the door is 16 inches. 16 inches. And I know that the middle is 9 1/2, which I say I know, but I will measure again. So 9 1/4. That's what I said the first time. So my panel is 9 1/4. I also know that I have to pass, like, these ruts that the router bits make into the wood are 3/8. So to have a panel, you should take out basically you need to consider the fact that these are going to go in at least 2/8 on either side, and it's better to even go a little bit more than 2/8. So when you're measuring the total distance, that means that from this I have to remove let's say 1/2 inch, because 2/8 on this side, 2/8 on that side is 1/2 inch. So that's 8 and 1/4, 8 3/4. Okay, so that's the width that I have to remove from 16 inches to divide by 2 and get the size. All right, so now that the measurement is done, I got the full casing all measured out. So I'm taking the first bit that is going to be doing the entire inside of the track. So I don't have to worry about anything. The first step is to take that inside bit and do like one side of each board, basically. Now that those measurements are done. So I'll just make sure, absolutely sure. Yeah, that's the one. All right. So on this one, it makes this center groove in the top. So that's what you're gonna see on the interior of the frame. All right, so I'll do the other one. All right, so I changed the bit on the router for the secondary bit, basically for the ends. Okay, so the first one was for the inside casing, and the second bit is for the ends. So you basically for the ends of the inside here. This is going to go into like that. All right. So this one is basically the opposite of this one, and the tricky part with this is just to be able to line up the bit. So you see the bottom part here. I don't know how clear that's going to be, but the bottom part here is lined up to the track, and then when I twist it this way, the top would also twist. So the crack here is actually what's going to go into this part. Okay, so that's the tricky part with this one. So once you have this lined up correctly, you know that the piece you're going to feed through is going to be at the right height to fit into this. Okay, all right. So I basically put it together, and so this is how the casing will look at the end. So the only thing left to do now is to cut out a full width piece to length to fit this casing, and then to use this extremely wide bit to do the raised panel. Right, so I've installed this beast of a thing. So a couple of complications. So if you're planning on doing raised panels, be sure to get a router with a very wide opening. I think it's just 3 inches. Yeah, I think it's at least 3 inches opening. If you're going to use this type of bit, because the bit actually needs to go below this guard here so that it can move freely. Always a good idea to use a test piece to run it through this. Another very important thing is to adjust the RPMs. I don't know if you can see that here, the RPMs on your router, and lower it to almost the lowest setting, because this thing, the wide, like it's gonna vibrate. It makes a lot of noise already because of the size. And when you're spinning this, the exterior here is spinning like 10 times faster than what's in the middle. So you really want to lower your RPMs. It'll and just gradually go up till what seems to make sense. Because the amount of wood this is taking off, This is pine, so usually don't have to worry about it too much. But because of because of the size of this bit, it's taking off quite a bit of wood. So you're gonna want to go through 2 passes. It's usually a good idea, anyways, to go through. You take off just like maybe half of what you know the bit's gonna take off. Go through 1 pass and then go through a 2nd pass. And it'll be a lot easier on your drill bit. Okay, so 3 passes, and this is what it does. Okay, so it makes the groove in the middle, and it makes that nice raised panel look. So this looks fine to me. The height looks great. I don't have to adjust it at all. And so I'm going to take my finished piece there, and I'm going to do the whole way around. That one makes a little bit more dust. Alright. It's a long piece, so it's a little unwieldy. Start with one side. I can fit this in here. That is what a final panel looks like. So that's basically the fitting. And all I gotta do is take it apart and put some glue. But I don't need to show you guys how to glue it. You just basically put in glues in the case, like in each groove. You can even put, you don't usually put any glue at all in the middle panel, because of the width. The moisture will get into the wood no matter what, and you want that panel to be able to float. So you really only put glue in the casing on either, like in each joint in the bottom, and then let that be as it wants. So once you put some hinges on one side and the hardware to open the door, you're basically done with your door. So hopefully that helps some of you. If you're ever curious about doing some raised panels, all you need to do is buy that kit, and of course you have to have that the router table in order to make it. It's the only way to do it, really. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoy the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys later.